Hey everybody, Flat Earth Dave here with another video about Justin Peters Ministries. He recently put out a video about his picture that says completely destroys Flat Earth, and many of us sent him plenty of evidence showing him how this picture of the sun lighting up the bottoms of the clouds proves nothing whatsoever other than those clouds are translucent. Showing him in my video, just quick review, this sun is well above the height of this cave and you can see it below it. So if you want to watch that video and look at all the pictures, this is a picture of the sun under the clouds with the tops of the clouds lit. And there's tons of these pictures that you can see yourself every day, but he doesn't understand what he's seeing. So we sent him all the information, and rather than responding and talking to one of us, he decides to team up with Danny Faulkner. Now, Danny Faulkner is he's a director, I think, at a planetarium, maybe in New York City. He teaches kids about the heliocentric system. So he has come to every Flat Earth conference that we've had, and we've embraced him and we've educated him. We taught him that, hey, we're not a disk in space. We're, all the stuff about Flat Earth. And then he goes and writes a book. Let me see if I have it. Yeah, called Falling Flat. And he uses this picture after we teach him. So the thing is, why do you have to lie? Why do you have to straw man if your argument's real? So he puts this book out after we showed him many times. So in this new video that he has out, he's even gone to the effort of indexing every single question on here, every chapter. So this is well organized. Him and Danny Faulkner worked out this video, and looking at every category, the stuff that comes out of his mouth is such nonsense. I could do every point, but every point on this video I could do, but instead I'm just going to do one at a time. We're going to start with does the flat Earth model, which one did I do? Does the flat Earth model, how does the sun set on the flat Earth model? I think that's what it was. And we're going to listen to what he has to say, and then I'm going to show you. And again, we've told Danny Faulkner all about this. We've showed him. He's been to every conference. He watches all my videos, and he just lies when asked about it. So let's listen for a moment, and then I'll comment.
What about just simple night and day and night, the flat Earth model? Can they even account for that?
Yes.
Well, I don't think so. The thing is, when you ask flat earthers, they have an explanation for everything, but it turns out many of their explanations aren't very good when you examine.
Let's hear yours.
If the Earth is a flat plane with a dome over top and the sun's going around, notice it's always above the surface of the Earth, and so I should always be able to see it no matter where I am. Well, they oftentimes will claim that the sun is really a spotlight shining down like this. And so when that spotlight is over top of you, it's daytime, but when you move to the other side of the Earth, you're no longer in the spotlight, so you don't see the sun anymore. But the problem is that spotlight's still above the surface of the Earth. The sun should never actually set. And it's interesting that flat earthers, how many times do you hear them say, trust your senses?
How many times have we told him about perspective, how the sun is a local light, how it takes its light away, how the layers of the atmosphere can block the sun? We've showed him, he's seen them all, but he's lying right to Justin, which is incredible. And Justin, rather than talk to one of us, he'd rather just get somebody that's completely on his side, a deceiver, and have a conversation with himself. He will not talk to us. So he's not a man of truth. Now, people criticized me in my last video for saying that he is a deceiver. This confirms that he is a deceiver, that he's working with other deceivers.
Like you're moving X amount of miles per hour in this direction, that direction. No, you feel like you're stationary. So
because we are.
The Earth must be flat. But when it comes to sunrise and sunset, they say throw your observation out the window, throw what you see out the window. The sun doesn't really rise or set; it just appears to rise or set due to perspective.
Yes,
and I think that's interesting. Is that they proclaim we have to trust our senses, yet they throw their sensation away when it comes to sunrise and sunset. It looks to me like the sun rises and sets.
Exactly.
So Danny doesn't believe in perspective. It looks to him as the sun rises and sets. He doesn't believe that things get lower in the sky as they go away. This guy is a deceiver, and Justin has partnered with him.
How convenient. You're exactly right. Trust your senses and everything except this, because it doesn't work then somehow.
False.
Change our.
Okay, here we have some streetlights. They're on a flat street. The streetlights are all the same height. We know this, but they go down due to perspective, something Danny Faulkner doesn't believe in. Here's the moon going away, and it's doing the same thing, and it's going into the horizon. What is the horizon? So here is my famous Flat Earth kitchen. This is a terrestrial point of view of this level line, a celestial point of view of this level line, and the sun going beyond the atmospheric deck of opacity or mountains or whatever could be there. But there's always something there. If it's not just the atmosphere, there's something else. Anything physical above your eye level will eclipse the sun. Let's take a look at perspective here. We have a guy looking out. Here's his horizon. Now, what is going on here? The ground is ramping up due to perspective, Danny, to his horizon. The clouds are ramping down into the horizon. And if we throw a perspective grid in here, you can see how it works. We throw a mountain in. Now, these clouds are just beyond, the ones that you can't see are beyond the mountain. They're not below it, they're beyond it. And if we move the mountain into the distance, this line here is the mountain, which is way above his eye line, thousands of feet. And then the clouds are also merging into that line, which are thousands of feet above the mountain. But it appears, due to perspective, Danny and Justin, that they're going down, but they're just going away. So here's the sun above the clouds going beyond. You see how it went beyond that cloud? Let's back it up. See how the bottom of the sun will disappear behind this cloud. And then it goes behind this one. And then when it gets over here, it's completely opaque and it just goes beyond. It's beyond, and it takes its local light with it. Here's the moon, time lapse of the moon going, and I just lined it up with my Flat Earth kitchen, and it's taking the same path. It's just coincidental that that's how perspective works. Very interesting. All right, to show you how your eyes can trick you, how you can't tell what something is unless you know it, have been there, have touched it, have measured it, right? Here's a guy standing on a pier. It appears that the boat's on the water. The water must be below the pier. This is what our common sense, this is what our life experience will tell us. The sun is above the clouds. The clouds are above the water. But if we actually look, what I did here, this is a building, and we're looking straight up in the sky. And so here's the noon sun. And the sun moves across the sky, just like we experience it every day. And so it went from, let's say, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Now, 1 o'clock, it's beyond the top of this building. It's beyond it. It's not below it. Your common sense, your life experiences tell you that it's not below it. And then if we go backwards, we'd be able to see the sun again because the building would get lower in the distance. So the sun is just going beyond the building. Here we have a scene where the sun is already beyond these buildings. But if we went back farther and the buildings got smaller and smaller, you'd be able to see the sun again, and the sun would just continue to go beyond. It doesn't go below. And these are little experiments that you can do. Here's the thing. The conversation that those two just had is a low-minded, lazy mind. Deceptive on Danny's part because he's been taught all of this before, but he goes, I don't know. I can't imagine that, right? He doesn't want to learn. I think he does know, but he's out here to deceive, and Justin has partnered with him. Here's a couple photographs over time of the sun going away, getting lower due to perspective. And what you notice here, as we're looking through more and more and more atmosphere, it has a harder time pushing its light through. So you can only realize that it's taking its light with it. Its light will not light up over here. Even though the sun is in the sky, it'll be dark over here. It'll go away. It'll go beyond the horizon, and it will take its light with it. The sun is a local light. The sun goes away, and it goes beyond the horizon. This looks like a mountain here, way above the user. It's going beyond the mountain. Here's another way to see perspective, Danny. This cloud is above this viewer. And as that cloud moves into the distance, it appears to go lower, right? So this cloud here in the distance is the same height, but Danny doesn't believe that because he doesn't believe in perspective. And if this person looks at that cloud, we draw a line, a string from his eyes to the cloud, he sees that line skimming just above the earth, level with the earth, going right to his eye line. This is how he sees it. But Danny believes that if somebody was standing underneath that cloud, they would see the same thing. A person underneath that cloud, if they can see the string, would see a line going down like this. This is how we see the world. This is how perspective works. It's not a conspiracy theory, and Danny is a liar. So this is how the sun would just go beyond this person. He doesn't see the line going up like this. Remember, this cloud is at his horizon. And so the sun would just go beyond. And when it goes beyond this plane, it would disappear for him. The viewer over here, it would disappear for him. And so what the viewer over there sees is, back it up a little bit, he sees a line like this. There's that cloud. It's merging into the horizon. And the sun goes down due to perspective, Danny. And it goes down, goes beyond that cloud deck, which is thousands and thousands of feet above his eye line. This is it. It's not going below this, right? I'm showing you here that it's above this piece of cardboard. It's the same thing here. It's just going beyond that atmospheric cloud deck. Here we have the sun. It looks like it's setting. Remember, these clouds they look like they're getting lower, but they're just due to perspective. But when we zoom in on this sun, which appears to be setting, when we zoom in, we can see that it's really not. It's just going away. And over distance, this will become opaque and the sun will just go beyond it. Here is an example. The sun is going away. Looks like it's going down due to perspective. See how it's setting from the bottom up? Setting from the bottom up. And then here, this one's at the horizon. You can't see below it, so it looks like it sets from the bottom up. Danny believes that this cameraman is falling forward faster than the speed of sound and making the sun look like it's rising in the sky. He doesn't believe in perspective. And Justin Peters just nods his head and goes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Justin, you're not using your God-given common sense and you're being deceived either willingly, purposefully, or, ignorantly. When you have an elevated point of view, here's a flight in the northern hemisphere in our northern summer, and it chased the sun. Now it's nighttime for people down here. Everyone below this plane, it's nighttime. But for the entire flight route, the sun never set because we have a higher point of view and perspective isn't going to push it below an atmospheric deck. I'll just fast forward here and just show you that they went all the way and the sun never sets, a distant sun. It's nighttime down here. That's what you have to understand. These people can't see the sun or the light from the sun, but this airplane can. Here's another example of a celestial point of view of a celestial object, the sun. The sun was going down, 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 and it stopped. That proves that we're not rotating. It stopped and it sat here. Now it's nighttime for people down here. They saw the sun set from the bottom up earlier, 10 minutes earlier, but I'm still watching it from my drone here. and the sun is not going down. I don't care that it's a little out of focus. The sun is still there. And as it goes away, it takes its local light with it. And that's it. You can't see it. It's going to repeat over here, right? It's just going away. Away. It's nighttime down here. The sun is a local light. Here's a time lapse of the sun. And now, in the middle of the day, it races by your zenith. And when it gets lower, it slows down. And that's because it's going away. It has to do with the way that we see. The sun's just going away. It's not going down. It's going away. And its light can no longer push through the atmosphere. I can look through a glass of water. I can pour that glass of water into a big pool. It's clear. And I could look across the pool and I can't see the other side of the pool if the pool's big enough. If you watch those free divers in beautiful clear water, noon, they go down 300 feet. It's pitch black down there. Pitch black because the light can't push through the liquid. Our atmosphere is a liquid and the light just goes with it. Another one, this is filmed in Afghanistan. And now, if you're a fool on a hill, if you think the sun's going down, because the eyes in your head think the world's spinning round, this is just a time lapse of the sun going away. It goes down, 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 and it stops. It's just the way that we see. Again, here's another one. The sun just going away. Is this cameraman falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound? Or is this another example of perspective? Whatever that sun, whatever that light is, it's right there. It's right there. It's going away. This entire earth isn't spinning. God said the world isn't spinning. The world isn't moving at all. It shall not be moved. But you believe this is going on, which is ridiculous. It's absolute insanity. Justin, this is a call for you to come on one of our shows and have a question and answer and let us answer all of the questions that you asked Danny that he completely lied to you about. Either you're a man of truth or you're not.